Okay.
We're having a little, all right, now we're live.
Okay, 113 Birchside Circle, Locust Grove, Virginia.
It's live on here. It's showing. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. All right. Miss Hugic,
Bob?
do you want to, or right?
Sharon Ujic, 305 Pendleton Street in Gordonsville.
Mr. Hager,
Bill Hager, 104 Mimosa Lane, Orange, Virginia.
Ms. Zellmaker,
I'm at 34104 Indian.
all right. Mr. Bryant,
Arthur Bryant. I'm in my car in Orange, Virginia.
all right. And Mr. McConnell.
You're there, Bob, somewhere.
You're muted.
You're on mute, Bob.
Okay. Hi, Lee.
Hi.
Still muted, Bob.
I can't see that.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
Robert McConnell, 14186 Madison Run Road, Gordonsville, Virginia, 22942.
All right. And Mr. Rickett, please. You're muted. There you go.
There you go, Jack.
12555 James Madison Highway, Orange, Virginia.
Good.
Wonderful. All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
The next thing I'd like to do is, we know that Teal Goodwin passed away back a couple weeks ago. And we had one of the funerals last week, and I'd like to have for us a moment of silence and for Teal Goodwin. Thank you. Was out at the Baptist Church out on Route 15, their plot of land they have out there with directions from both Rose and Bill. I would have been in Gordonsville if they hadn't told me to go the other way. So thank you. First thing up is Rose, open the floor for nominations for chair.
Yes, I'd like to go ahead and open the floor for nominations for chairman.
I nominate Doug Rogers.
I'll second that.
Was that Mr. Hager?
It was.
Awesome. Great. All right. So Mr. Rogers will be chairman for this upcoming year, and you may go ahead and take over the floor.
You may need to have a vote on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I'm sorry.
All in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
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 We didn't have a lot of discussion there, so anyhow. All right, now vice chair, so I'm opening the floor for nomination for vice chair, Bob.
I nominate Bill Hager.
I'll second that. Any other nominations? All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Next is we have to have a secretary. Motion to appoint secretary, which is Rose Deal. So do I have a motion to appoint Rose Deal as secretary of EDA?
So moved.
So moved. Second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. The next thing is the GWAP steering committee members from EDA. I sent you a note, Julie, because I didn't know if Jim explained to you when he solicited you for this job that this was one of the other parts of the job.
I just asked
Yeah.
before we started. I didn't know about it, but I'm willing to help out where I can.
Good. Well, I don't think Lee could probably tell me. We haven't had a steering committee meeting for what, maybe a year, Lee?
No, we haven't. And Jim Crozier and I have been working with Kenny Dotson and some of their engineers on water and sewer and a few other things. But I suspect if we need to get into any kind of broader financing issues, that the GWAP committee may reconvene.
Yeah. But I'm going to say the motion, generally it's District 5 and District 4, which would be Doug, Rogers, and Julie. So I have a motion to make Doug and Julie the representatives to the steering committee. Bill?
I will make that motion.
And I'll
Thank you.
second it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Not one I asked you about. The next is our annual review and approve of the bylaws. The bylaws were attached.
And those bylaws are the same bylaws that
Oh.
were reviewed and approved in August to include a provision for remote participation if there were a health issue.
Yep. So I have a motion to approve the bylaws as presented.
I move we approve the bylaws as presented.
Super. All in favor?
Aye.
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 I'm not sure I actually called for a vote for the steering committee members. If I didn't, I did call for the vote. The next is the attached meeting schedule. That Rose and Susan, a motion to approve the attached meeting schedule for 2021.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Hey, somewhere, Rose, you had mentioned something with the strategic person that interviewed us last year.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And I wrote that date down somewhere, didn't keep it.
Oh, no problem. We will actually be sending out an invite for that, but that meeting's going to be held on the 25th of February
Okay.
at 4 p.m. at the Orange County Airport.
Yep. I knew the date, but I couldn't find the paper I wrote it on. So
Oh,
the 25th?
yes, sir, that's correct. At
Okay.
4 p.m. at the Orange County Airport.
Airport. Okay. I know you had mentioned it, I want to say in December, but anyhow. With that, we are now to Rose to introduce Rebecca.
Yes, thank you very much. So I've asked Rebecca Haydock, the new director of the Small Business Development Center, the Central Virginia Small Business Development Center, to join us tonight. She took over for Betty Hogue right at the beginning of COVID and started drinking from the fire hose, hit the ground running back in February of this year, beginning of March. And she's joining us today just to give an overview of the services that the Central Virginia Small Business Development Center offers. And she'd also like to highlight her new business advisors she's brought on board. They have quite an extensive realm of business resources. So I'd like to have her go ahead and take the floor and give us an overview of those programs and services.
Okay, Rebecca, floor is yours.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me tonight too. I'm really happy to see you. It'd be great if I could see you in person, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Rose explained, there's been a lot going on, as you can imagine, right? Coming into a pandemic and coming in fresh into a small business development center. But we were fortunate that the SBA gave us a little bit of additional funding when I did arrive, which allowed us to hire technical experts. I also started working feverishly trying to find ways to make operations more efficient, get the most out of what we had in place. We immediately doubled the hours of the existing business counselors, which are all contractors. I'm actually the only full-time employee at the Central Virginia Small Business Development Center, but my background is also in growing businesses, selling businesses, doing licensing, that type of work. And I've had everything myself from bagels to biotech. So I have a diverse background and had been really connected in Central Virginia already through mentoring a number of growth companies. So coming into SBDC was amazing because I found all these incredible assets and found a number more that were available to us through the state office, through the Small Business Administration, through other partners of the SBDC network, and local partners. So since I got there, we, as I mentioned, we doubled the hours of the business counselors that were there, maybe more so. We went from less than 900 hours in counseling time to over 3,000 this year. It's been, as I hate those visuals that you get like drinking from the fire hose, but it's been incredible. It's just been an incredible amount of folks that need help. We've tried to get as much help out there as we can. We hired technical experts. The first one was an e-commerce expert, former Silicon Valley, multi-business time owner, as well as helped Fortune 500 companies. We're so lucky that he was willing to work with us and help so many businesses. So we've contracted him. He's actually offered programming in Orange, I think a couple of times, on how to do business online, getting your business online. We hired a online communications expert who's also a former journalist who is helping people write content to connect with their customers, as well as digging in further on market research, making sure that they are targeting their customers, because finding them virtually is completely different than finding them in the neighborhood. We also hired a record-keeping, bookkeeping expert. She's an advanced certified QuickBooks Pro, but she also knows how to hook up your point of sale system to your record-keeping system, and how to deal with your customer management systems. And today I was on a call with a manufacturer about how to use a manufacturing system that also connects to your QuickBooks, things like that. We hired 2 minority business counselors. So we have made some really great inroads into some minority business communities. We created a whole new website, which translates to multiple languages with the click of a button. So that's really helped us open some doors and get rid of some barriers. We switched our voicemail to Spanish. We've probably offered at least 30 new programs, 4 different programs on federal government contracting. We did, of course, a number of CARES Act related things, unemployment related programs. Now we're doing a lot more in record keeping and how to use a bank, banking. Cash flow is king right now, right? Everybody's focused on cash and accessing that capital and accessing grants. We're doing programs for grant recipients as well. Some of the communities that we serve are asking that folks meet with us if they're going to receive their grant, just to try to secure that money to actually help the business succeed. What else, Rose? I don't want to take up too much time, but there's been an awful lot going on, a lot of changes.
I'd love if you could just highlight the impact you've had directly on Orange County, the amount of counseling sessions you've had, event attendees, things like that would be great.
I didn't pull the numbers on the number of counseling sessions. Most businesses we meet with multiple times.
Right.
Some can rack up over 100 hours, right? But on average, we don't tend to get that high unless they're building a new facility or raising money or really starting from scratch. But we saw, I think it was the year before, I think it was 30 clients in 2019. And in 2020, we had seen 44. As well, the number of attendees increased for events. Give me a second. I can look and see what that was.
I have those actually.
Great.
89 in fiscal year 19, and then 166 in fiscal year 20. So those attendees increased significantly as well.
Yeah. And I have to say, I attribute a lot of that to Rose and Susan and Lori and our partners in Orange County. So many, we wouldn't be able to see these increases and reach people if it weren't for you all. And just getting that information out there. We do want folks to feel like we are in the neighborhood, and Rose, and I know, Lori touches a lot of people too, sort of Charlotte, right? And they're just saying to people, called the SBDC. And so that's happening more and more. I'm hoping we can do even better. I think we can, and we are starting to set up several programs for 2021. We'll start visiting Orange when we can actually do that. In the meantime, virtually visiting. Yeah. Do you all have any questions for me?
I think it would be great, Rebecca, to let them know that you are now the Culpeper Center is now part of your
Yeah.
territory, and all of our residents now have the opportunity, or our businesses have the opportunity for just a short drive to be able to access a counselor just 15 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
That's great too. So
Yeah, that is a big advantage. We did inherit 3 more counties, which are Madison, Rappahannock, and Culpeper. And Culpeper has its own office, which is now part of the Central Virginia system. So they get access to all of these new programs and all these new resources that we have.
This is generally speaking, when the clients come talk to you, is there one thing they're looking for, or is it multiple things that they're looking for?
It's,
As
yeah,
help.
all over. I mean, and amazingly, we've had a number of companies who've been acquiring other companies. We've had some that have needed to close, and we've helped them try to optimize the cash that they get out of the business when they do close. We've had many startups. We do 2 how to start programs every month, and the attendance is 4 times what it's ever been in the past. We're seeing lots and lots of people that are deciding to start their businesses. No, it's really all over the place. Government contracting. There's a number of international trade companies. We're helping them do business internationally. Maybe they were accidentally, and a lot of people are doing that more recently because they're doing business online. So we're trying to find them all the resources, get them in touch with VEDP. We actually developed an international trade program, and we're accessing student interns to help them do all the market research to get into those markets. It's vast. There's nothing typical. There really isn't.
Well, the fact there's startups to me is interesting, that in this environment.
Yeah. In fact, the last quarter of last year versus the last quarter of 2019, there were more than double the number of startups across the country. I forget what the number was. I think it was 1.5 million business license applications versus half as many the year before.
Yeah.
It's a national trend.
Is there a particular industry or market they're in, or is it all over the board?
You know what? I don't know. I didn't research that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because my wife and I talk, and we're 2 things we're pleased with. Well, not pleased with, but happy that we don't have. One thing is school-age kids at home.
That is the challenge. Yeah.
And that's got to be and the other thing is actually outside the home, working for a living out there 8 to 5. This has got to be just impossible or difficult.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I should mention, Rose, the application that we've just put in. We've realized our technical team, which, is our e-commerce person and our online communications person, they are slammed, and we are getting multiple requests every week for websites and getting help to make a website appropriate for today. So we are going after some grants and trying to find additional funding to actually hire a web developer to work under our tech team, only temporarily, because we want that work to go into the marketplace. But we're finding a lot of people won't contract folks in the marketplace because that's running between $1,000 and $5,000, and they're not fiscally in shape to pay for that. And there also seems to be a bit of a trust issue. So we're working to hire 1 or 2 people to just be cranking out websites, and we're going to start training people on how to edit your WordPress website.
Yep.
Let the entrepreneurs have a sense of control.
Yep.
And feel comfortable. So that's something new that we're going to be adding as well. I'm assuming we're going to get the funding for that.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
This is Sharon Hugic. I have a lot of expertise in that area, so let's connect.
Oh, that would be great. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
I'll put my email in the chat.
perfect. Yeah, I do WordPress development for people all over the world.
Oh, okay. How busy are you?
Yeah, well, I actually have 3 school-age kids, so
Oh, well, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, we can connect.
That's great. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for Rebecca or anything additional for her?
I don't know if I'm impressed and surprised how busy she is, especially with startups. In this environment, I wouldn't have thought that, but just hearing and reading what I do in the paper and the press and the media and watching, especially restaurants close so much and just are slammed. Just
Yeah. Well, we thank you for everything you do.
Yeah, it's mostly local restaurants. The big chains have got a lot of dollars behind them to keep them going, but the local guys are really hurting.
Well, let them all know they now get 3.5 times payroll for PPP 2. So, they can apply for more this time around.
Yeah.
And that's something that Rebecca did very well the first round, is she walked people who needed help step by step through the PPP process. So we thank you for that, you and your business advisors.
Well, again, thank you guys. If you weren't getting the word out, we wouldn't be as busy as we are. And we really appreciate that because we really want to help as many as we can.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all. And
thank you.
It's great to meet you.
Thank you.
All right. And I'll look forward to talking to you, Sharon.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
I'll send you an email.
Bye. Thanks, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Next after that is need a motion to approve the December 10th, 2020 meeting minutes.
Mr. Rogers, before we move on to that, we do have a letter of support for you all to consider. I'd like to share with you that the external entity funding request for fiscal year 21 for the Central Virginia Small Business Development Center was $8,000, and the Board of Supervisors did fund that fully. This year, they are requesting for fiscal year 22, $21,349.
Yep.
And this is to support their additional services. And this makes all counties equal, or almost all counties equal, at a funding rate of $577 per 1,000 residents.
Yeah.
So I've prepared a letter of support if you all wish to adopt.
It's in the package. Did anybody have a motion, recommended action to adopt the letter that Rose put in the package? Bill?
I move that we accept the letter of support for Central Virginia Small Business, the external entity funding request.
Super. Second? Come on, Jack.
He's on mute.
Second.
Not here. Okay. Okay, Bob or Arthur, in your car.
Second.
Yep, that was
Seconded.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is the meetings minutes, right, Rose?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Just a motion to approve the December 10th, 2020 meeting minutes as presented in the package.
I will make that motion.
And a second. All in favor? It was
Aye.
Bill that said second.
Aye.
I did.
Yep, he did. I saw his lips move. He texted me.
Not allowed to do
Next.
that.
Yeah. Next is to approve the budget amendment resolution as presented. Is in the board package. Any talk about that, Rose?
Yes, sir. So this budget amendment would be a $200,000 budget amendment to administer the round 3 of the Bounce Back Orange Small Business Grant Program.
Move to approve.
Second.
Jack's back. I think there's
Well,
a movie.
if I go off of mute, then you're going to hear me all the time. So, all right, what the hell, right?
Isn't there a movie called Jack is Back or something? Anyhow, all in favor of the budget resolution, say aye.
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 Rose, you got some informational items.
Yes, sir. In your packet, we have included the EDA's balances as of the end of December 2020. That includes our checking account, our local government investment pool account, and our 2 CDs. I've also included the unemployment reports for your review. And then lastly, I believe Susan sent out earlier this week, the leads worked for last quarter. We worked a total of 21 prospects between October and December of last quarter.
Yep, you did. Good.
Yep.
That's it. And then there's secretary report. Anything interesting?
Yes, I've got a couple items of interest for you all. Susan and I have been working to launch a CRM program, a customer management software program. And so we are happy to announce that we finally launched that. So we'll be able to easily track our existing business outreach efforts and our new business outreach efforts, and we'll be able to report on them monthly. We can also track internally and send notes in between the two of us. So if Susan's not here, I know what she spoke to someone about and vice versa. So we're excited to get that started. I've been playing in that the past few days and tracking who we've been working with. So we're looking forward to how that works.
What CRM is it? What are you using?
It's a startup company called Blue Dot, BLUDOT.
Okay.
The cool thing about this is they have a consumer facing side. So the businesses can log in and share specials they're running, post hours, share if they want to give news to their consumers. And then it's eventually going to be turned into an app. It's still in development phase, so it's only available via desktop. But eventually you'll be able to download it on your phone. And if you want to go to a restaurant, you can see if they have any specials running, or you can see if they're closed today for the holiday. So we're excited about that. That'll be cool. They can add pictures, put whatever they want, their website, their Facebook, social channels. So
Blue Dot.
Blue Dot, yes.
One word, 2 words.
One word, BLUDOT.
Good. Anything else, Rose?
Yes. So the strategic plan, we sort of touched on at the beginning. I just wanted to make you all aware, we'll be having our goal setting meeting going back in time, February 25th at 4 p.m. So you'll see an invite if you haven't already. Come out. We hope you can join us for that. Our budget amendment
just be virtual.
No, we're going to do that in person at the airport.
Good job, Rose.
We should have plenty of space to social distance. We're going to have the whole lobby of the airport.
Wear a mask.
Yeah, wear a mask. It's going to be a little difficult to have this type of meeting in a virtual setting.
Yep. Lobby is plenty of room.
Exactly. And we won't have to worry about talking over each other and cutting each other off. So
yep.
For the Bounce Back 3 grant program, I'm pleased to announce that we've had 91 people fill out an interest form. This is the most interest we've received in any of the grants previously rolled out. So that opened on the 4th and closes this Friday. We hope to have all that money rolled out, all $200,000 by the end of the month. If we do get to a point where we have more applicants than we're able to award, we'll go back to round 1 and 2 and give priority to those who have not received funding in the previous rounds and go from there. Next, I'd love to give a nice shout out to Susan. She had a gate installed at our industrial park, the back entrance where our stormwater detention pond is. We had a few people who decided to make that a dump yard, and some hunters who followed suit and dumped a bunch of carcasses. So Susan got that installed, and we worked with the workforce crew at the Central Virginia Regional Jail, and they cleaned up all the trash and debris for us. So we thank them for that.
Good.
You all might remember in August, you signed or authorized the chairman to sign a letter of support for a CEDS grant, which is a comprehensive economic development strategy grant. that we were working with the Thomas Jefferson Regional Partnership or Regional Commission and the Rappahannock Regional Commission. Unfortunately, we did not secure that grant between the two districts. We were deemed not distressed enough in the communities. So unfortunately, that didn't happen, but we are, they have assured us that they're going to look for other grant opportunities and we'll do the
Hold
same.
on for a minute. We were not what enough?
Distressed enough.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on what you said.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the things that go into that, just in case you all aren't aware, is our unemployment rate isn't high enough.
One of those good news, bad news.
There is good news, bad news. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think being close to colleges and universities kind of feeds into that because they're a little more consistent instead of us being more of a tourist location. We have other people who stayed as essential employees, things like that. So our unemployment rate didn't get as high as other places around the country.
Good news, bad news.
Yeah. All right. And then one last thing, we wrapped up our consumer confidence and our retail ready campaign at the end of December. We ran that the whole month of January and the whole month of December. That included a newly designed webpage, landing page for people to go to. We had 8 blogs and 4 videos that were created, a total of 40 social media posts featuring 50 businesses across the county. It was a very successful campaign and we were very pleased with the results.
Well, good.
Yep. So we had a lot of interaction and our website showed that. So.
Rose, you're doing a heck of a job with social media.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yep.
you. Susan's helping out with that as well. So we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
All are doing a really good job.
Good. I'm glad you all are seeing those things. That's all I have, Mr. Rogers. Does
Okay.
anybody have any questions for me or comments or anything? I'm happy to answer.
Yep. Bill, you got anything else?
I don't. I'm good.
Okay. Bob?
How's it going with the marijuana plant?
Oh, yes. Great question. Yes. So we're still in a holding pattern. We should know in the middle of next month. Well, they will probably know in the middle of next month if they're selected. There's a phase they have to go through for drug testing, background testing, things like that. And then the official announcement is supposed to happen 1st of March. You all might have seen a news article, I think it came out today, or maybe it was even in the Madison Eagle, that Madison has something similar. They've got a pharmaceutical permit or processor that is going for one of their sites in their county as well. And that's the same thing as what we entertained here.
Yep. Super.
Yeah.
One more question, and maybe Lee, you can help with this one. Do our schools have, and the kids that are going to school, do they have access to the internet stuff if they were to shut down?
Yeah, what we've done is we have these hotspots around the county now to be able to get online. I mean, a lot of people have decent broadband into their home, but many of them don't. And so, in addition to, we've used a lot of the CARES money to establish hotspots at churches, fire stations, things like that, so that people can go there to get online. In fact, one of the churches actually used that so they could hold one of their services online. But it's, it's been, that's the best thing that we could do at this point. And I think the schools are taking care of making sure they've got Chromebooks or whatever else they need.
Okay. We're doing all we can do.
Yep.
Okay.
Julie, anything?
My connection with the internet is pretty unstable here, so I'm going in and out. So I apologize for that. I did talk with a coworker that, with the virtual and the areas of the hotspots, she was like, after working an 8-hour day, do I really want to put my kids in the car and drive to one of these locations so they can do their homework for several hours? So it's great to have, but it's still a challenge for especially a lot of working parents.
Oh, yeah.
One other comment. The county has, their broadband authority has set up a website for FiberLink. You may want to go take a look at that. And talks a little bit about what we're doing, what the rates are going to be. All of that's available on the website.
And I did share that today on both our LinkedIn and Facebook pages if you all want to see
Okay.
that link.
Yeah.
Two other dates of interest I'd just like to share with you all. On February 4th, the Virginia Career Works is having a virtual statewide job fair. So if any of you would like to participate in that, if you have jobs that you'd like to get posted, I can send you links on that. And then the 19th through the 28th, we are working to help promote a restaurant week that Gray's Steakhouse is putting on and is encouraging other restaurants owners to participate in. So we'll be shooting marketing material out for that. But the 19th through the 28th of February will be Orange County Restaurant Week.
Rose, how about Aquafault? How are they doing?
I spoke with Blair last month. They were supposed to be opening the beginning of January. I haven't touched base with her again, but I did see they got their sign and that was up. So they must be getting ready, if not already in their building.
Good.
Mhm.
Anything, Sharon?
How to get to my mute button. No,
That's
you don't want to hear what's going on in the background of my house. No, thank you. It's good to know that there's so many people tapping into the resources from the Small Business Council, and Lord willing, we'll get through this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good news. Especially the startups that surprised me because I'm not sure I'd want to start a business in this environment. Jack, anything from you?
No, thank you.
You had to have the mute button off, didn't you?
I did.
Arthur, anything?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
My gosh, okay. Lee, anything before we leave?
No, I think that's it. Well, yeah, we just put out an ad for people who are interested in applying for the Teal's job. We will hopefully get something in before our next meeting.
Yeah. Basically, what they do is fill out an application or resume or something like that and give it to y'all.
Yeah, we asked people to send in people who are interested to send in their qualifications.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's all we have. I will call the meeting adjourned. Talk to y'all. See y'all at the airport. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Everybody,
Bye.
appreciate your hard work.
Bye.